Hey guys, what's happening? Brendan Hufford here. Welcome back to another Friends Friday. Today on the show, we have Tim Soulo, head of marketing at Ahrefs. Tim has this amazing backstory. We get into it a tiny bit. We talk about manifestos, beginner SEO mistakes, advanced SEO mistakes, and really just drill down on SEO for SaaS companies. If you have a software as a service product, this is a must-watch Friends Friday episode. Tim, thanks so much for joining us for 100 Days of SEO.
Thanks so much for inviting me.
Yeah, man. So I want to jump just right in. Something I wanted to talk to you about is something I read on BloggerJet. Don't write about marketing strategies you have heard from someone. Only write about things that you have personally tried. And that really stands out to me. How much is that reflected in how you think about SEO?
That's a good question. I think the actual question is the answer, because this is the right thing to do. I don't even know what's the value of reading what someone else has done and writing about it. And I don't feel that when I joined Ahrefs and took over the blog, I didn't feel that I was in a position where I would be the best person to kind of create information and present it in a way to make people care about it. So I figured it would kind of be easier for me to just try everything and write about my own experience, because as soon as you try something and write about your personal experience, your article immediately becomes unique.
Tell me, how do you decide, SEO can be confusing for some people because there's 200 ranking factors, and because we don't really know, we have some idea what gets you rankings, right? We know you've done some really good work at Ahrefs around the correlation between links and other parts of on-page SEO with regard to ranking really well. But really, we don't have the playbook, right? And we probably shouldn't, because we'd probably abuse it. We already do, right? Well, some people do. But so how do you decide, when you think about SEO, how do you decide what to prioritize or where to start?
I'm my title at Ahrefs is not SEO. I'm kind of director of marketing, or CMO. So SEO is not even what I do kind of day to day. But if you look at the search traffic to Ahrefs.com or Ahrefs.com search blog, you might see some almost hockey stick growth.
Yeah, it's impressive.
I kind of can say that I know a thing or two about SEO for SaaS companies or product first businesses. My approach to SEO is, I'd say, not very technical, because I believe at our level, so at the level of Ahrefs, Moz, SEMrush, and whoever else are our competitors, we kind of want to outrank each other. It's not just about how many times you put your keyword in title, or if you optimize your pages to be super fast, or if you have hreflang, or if you have AMP. I don't even think we use schema, but still we get tons of traffic and our search traffic is growing. So you can say that our SEO is doing well. So I feel that at our level, too many factors are in place. For example, branding. Whenever we publish an article and we want to rank for it, it's also the power of brand, because there are tons of SEOs with their personal blogs, and anyone can publish an article about link building. But when people decide what article about link building they want to link to, they would think of brands, they would think of authorities. If you pick between Rand Fishkin, which is a personal brand, and Ahrefs as a company brand, people would rather link to Ahrefs, because Ahrefs as a company has more authority than Rand Fishkin as a person. For us, SEO is not really dependent on any specific factors. It's broader than that. We think about audiences, we think about brands, we think about our authority, we think about our reach, how many people we can reach. I feel that almost everything our company is doing is SEO, because almost everything can be turned into a link, a reference, or almost anything can be checked for search traffic potential, and we could potentially rank in Google for that thing and milk search traffic and turn it into our customer.
There's some people who are analytics hounds, and they want to know the data and the conversion rates and all of this tiny, we need to reduce the bounce rate. You don't do any of that.
Yes and no, but mostly no. So for example,
it's not fair for me to say any of that. Yeah.
Yeah. for example, like you said, we don't try to collect people's emails on our blog simply because, and we don't need to use any pop-ups because think about it. Our blog is fully SEO driven. So we want to rank for anything related to SEO, which our product can solve. Because then if you search in Google for anything, any problem that you have with SEO, and you land on our article, you're basically about to read a sales page for our product, because we are going to educate you on how to solve your SEO issue with our product, and we're going to show our product in all its glory, and we're going to persuade you why our product is the best solution. So why would I want to interrupt your experience of reading our sales page that is perfectly tailored to whatever you were searching for with a pop-up, get your email, send you some follow-up emails, blah, blah, blah. You're already here. You're already having some SEO question, SEO problem, and we're about to show you how to use our tool. To the people who say that, what if like he reads an article and he doesn't sign up for a trial? That person like is lost for you. Yeah, I can accept that that person is lost. I can live with that. But the next time that person will search for other thing related to SEO, and the next thing they will land on our article again from Google, and they will see that Ahrefs is good for solving that other issue that we have, they will sign up. Okay, if they won't sign up from the second attempt, probably in a month from now, they will Google for something else and they will still land for our article. So our job is not to like convert people into our list and quote unquote nurture them, spam them, like persuade them. We'll just wait. We'll put out a lot of content that educates people how to solve their issues with SEO, and we'll wait for people to have these problems. We'll wait for people to discover us in Google, and we'll wait for people to sign up organically without us having to kind of proactively persuade them. I don't need analytics to know that it works. And even if we will install Google Analytics and we'll see that the conversion rate from a blog is low, which I'm pretty sure it will be the case, because like I said, the conversion from a blog is not as straightforward. People are super unlikely to sign up from their first visit to Ahrefs blog. They might go to forums, hear about Ahrefs. They might go to conference. As they say, there are a lot of touch points with your customer with your potential customer before they become a customer. And it is almost impossible to track in Google Analytics alone, because, for example, you can go to a bar with your friends tomorrow and someone will mention a tool, and you visited that tool before you visited their blog, so you know it already, but that conversation with a friend is what made you sign up. And this is something you won't see in Google Analytics. So yeah, first of all, I don't believe that the funnel is super straightforward to be tracked in Google Analytics, so I don't care about the numbers. The second thing, if the conversion rate is 7% or 15%, like, it doesn't change my marketing strategy. If it is 1%, I will still do this because this is educational content. And even if that content doesn't work on converting people into lead signups or whatever, it still works like a charm for educating our current customer base, which improves our churn rate, so people stay longer with us. And if people are educated, they can talk to other people. So no tracking of how our blog performs will change our strategy with the blog, because we feel that our strategy is the right one from so many angles.
A couple of things that you mentioned that I want to kind of note. You mentioned brand. I think brand is huge for SEO. I think that when people, if I search for something and I see 3 or 4 search results, and I notice that like number 3 is a brand that I've heard of, that I know, like, and trust, I'm probably going to click on the third one. It doesn't, like, I know that we all know that the first one gets the most clicks and whatever else. And I understand that's true. But a really quickly way to rise in the search rankings is simply to have a known brand. This is especially true on YouTube. If I want to learn, I was just telling Sam that I wanted to learn more about resource page link building. So I was, we just started using Pitchbox. So I was looking some stuff up and just trying to get some really good, something like very tactical. And I did a search, and I think Ahrefs video was like 3rd or 2nd or something. And I'm just going to click that because I know I can trust it in there. And YouTube, because they own the whole platform, is super democratic. Like the clicks are the easiest way to gain rankings. So I think brand is really important. I love what you said, and this is especially important for SaaS companies, tying your content to business decision. I don't need analytics if I know that my content is tied directly to new business. And I'm not going to, just like if you have a demo scheduled, you're not going to interrupt the middle of a demo with like, hey, did you want this PDF too? No, like, I got you in the demo. Like if you
Yes.
treated if you treated every piece of content as a demo of your product and you didn't write about anything else, like you only wrote about things where you could demonstrate your product, like you'd be much better off, right?
That is an amazing analogy. I'm going to steal it from you and use it from now on.
Nice.
Like
Nice. You got to give credit one time and then you can steal it for yourself. I want to talk to you really quickly, kind of just two questions that are kind of side by side. What are some of the more beginner mistakes you see with blogging and SEO?
Yeah, let's focus on SaaS companies so that affiliate SEOs and like agency SEOs wouldn't grill me for talking shit that doesn't work. The mistakes that I see most businesses, not even SaaS companies, but most businesses who want to get customers online, who want to do online marketing, and for that reason launch blogs. The biggest mistakes I see are actually the most clear one, the most obvious ones. So first, they don't write articles about the things that people are searching for. And then you have like those examples, like 5 examples of creative business cards, or like here are pictures of our company retreat, or like opinion piece, why do we think that pop-up forms do or don't work. So no one searches for that stuff. Do some proper keyword research and find the topics around your business that people are searching for. Once you start doing that, immediately your chances of getting search traffic go from almost 0, because you're not targeting any things that people are searching for, to like whatever. And the second issue is that even when people start targeting things that people in their industry are looking for, they don't showcase their product in the articles for whatever reason, or either they don't understand that like the purpose of like your content, your blog, is to drive people to your business. Maybe they have the KPI of traffic, not leads or sales, and this is why they're going for traffic. And the final issue is that people don't build links. It is easy to understand how to do keyword research, how to find topics that people search for, and how to write articles and include your product there. There's like absolutely zero rocket science in this. And basically link building is about making those people link to you for whatever reason. So you have to use all other methods, persuasion methods, which basically stem from how good is your content? Is it linkable? Is it a resource that someone would want to link to? And the second thing you need to think about is, how do people in your niche who have websites, because people without websites cannot link to you, how do people with websites learn about your content? So as soon as you solve those two things, like what's the reason for people to link to your pages, and second, how would those people know about you, you kind of have some link building strategy.
Yeah, and I think that kind of brings us full circle, right? Creating content that people want to link to. Like nobody wants your article on page SEO that is the same as like 10 tips for on-page SEO. Pass. It's the same as everything else. But if you have an article about like how you made an extra $2 million this year with only changing your on-page SEO, I'm interested.
Yes.
I want to know, right?
Yes, and you see that comes again from personal experience.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to create content that people are going to link to, that makes it a slam dunk, whether you're doing cold outreach or pitching it or just sharing it with people that have websites that could possibly link to it, whatever, there's a million ways to just share it, whether that be on Quora or Reddit or Twitter or social, whatever.
Facebook ads,
with people, you want that like, oh, wow, like, oh, that's amazing. And you'll see that traffic, and that's how you kind of earn those links. But it really does have to be something you've done, or I would kind of say, and something you have a stance on, putting your flag in the ground and saying like, just like having something to say. It's far too many people, even things where I see like, hey, this is really cool research. For instance, you got, I just read Josh's article about anchor text. It's really interesting. And it's not just, hey, that's cool data. It's, hey, that's cool data, and here's our take on it. Here's why it matters. And all of a sudden, when you have a voice and a brand, that matters too. And I know this is silly because people, especially SaaS companies, wouldn't think that SEO has a ton to do with brand, but I think it does. When I look at companies, I have a friend who's in the self-publishing space, and there's Grammarly, and there's another one called Pro Writing Aid. Pro Writing Aid, superior product, still does really well in search. Grammarly, huge brand, absolutely huge. So affiliate marketers are more likely to put links to Grammarly because it'll convert better. Like, there's a million things, but brand does absolutely matter for SEO, right? Which is why I think it's really cool what you've done, obviously supporting 100 Days of SEO and doing podcast sponsorships and a bunch of other things around that as well, right? Kind of wrapping things up, the two things I want to talk about. Number one, is there anything you see, like any sort of like really high level or like advanced SEO mistakes that you see people making a lot? Maybe somebody who's been in the game for a while, but it's like, hey, you're still missing this. I want to talk about the tool in Ahrefs that I'm recently finding is the coolest part of Ahrefs, but the part that I've just got to be honest with you, and you saw this at Traffic Think Tank in Philadelphia, that it's the part that people use the least, which is Content Explorer.
Yes.
And I listened, and I'm starting to use it more and more. And I know you're doing some really cool stuff with it. Tell me, like, what do you think is like the best way to use the Content Explorer in Ahrefs, or what have you found to, get the most leverage out of it?
One word: prospecting. So like we just discussed, there are two issues that you need to solve as an SEO person, or let's say as a person responsible for bringing traffic from Google. That is, create something valuable that you want to rank in Google and that deserves to be linked to. And second, find people with websites who might potentially link to it. So Content Explorer is the perfect tool. I don't think that there are any alternatives right now, but Content Explorer is perfect for finding people who can potentially link to you. Because think about it: if you have created a productivity app, and for example, if you created a resource about, let's say, something easy like best productivity books, with some unique twist, what you can do is in Keyword Explorer is find all articles from all around the web that have mentioned productivity in the titles. So basically, and then you can click a setting called one article per domain, so that your list of articles will transform into a list of articles that come from unique domains. So in just like, I think, less than 20 seconds, you can get a list of almost all bloggers in your space, or all websites that have blogs and that publish content about productivity. So from there, all you need to do is like start reaching out to them, building relationships, showing your content, figuring out ways you can partner together, figuring out ways you can do marketing together, etc., etc.
And I loved what you said here, because the first words out of your mouth were build a relationship, right? Like, I'm a firm believer that in the past, SEO, a lot of the common thread of SEO was you get one link from one website, and after that, there's like a diminishing results the more links you get from the same website. But I have a very strong feeling that Google is moving towards understanding how humans work, and understanding that if I link from my website to Ahrefs today, and then in a month I have a reason to link to them again, and I link to them again and again, these aren't diminishing results. These are almost, and the problem is you can manipulate this, but it almost should have a like compound interest result where they get more powerful the more I'm linking to you over time, because it's showing, oh, Brendan has been linking to Ahrefs for 3.5 years. They're both authoritative websites. This must be a valuable relationship between the two of them. Tim, I really appreciate you taking the time. This has been awesome. Thanks for coming on 100 Days of SEO.
Sure. Thanks a lot for inviting.